I hope that you understand that losing your heart doesn't become part of the healing process. It'll be tested at times, absolutely, but that's where you have to really sit with that, sit down, sit with the discomfort, sit with the pain, and try and understand it rather than numbing yourself out to it and turning off completely. This is your daily insight on life and love, and it's for August 28th, 2020, also being timeless. So wherever you're pulled to it in time, this might have some sort of a message for you, but understand it's general, it's collective, it's not going to make sense to everybody. So don't force it if it doesn't. You can either let it fall away or ask questions about booking your own personal reading. I do have a coronavirus sale. It's been amazing getting to talk to everybody all over the globe, and I want to continue it. I'm going to be doing it until coronavirus is dissipated. So ask questions about booking your own personal reading and what all this entails. All right, so when I initially shuffled the deck, we got the Judgment card. This is talking about the recent events that you just have come out the other side of. This is recent. And again, if you're watching this timeless, still recent. So what came out next was the Hermit in reverse, Emperor, Empress in reverse. Don't lose your heart. I get it. This is pain, this is agony, this is stress. You just don't want to feel it. You don't want to be part of whatever that was anymore, and I got it. However, part of the healing process is facing that pain. You've faced your fears, now face your pain. It's going to take time. This is slow growing. And again, remember how it didn't take you a day to get to that shitstorm that you just went through? How can you be so impatient with the healing process? I'm not saying that all of you are being that way, but some of you are. So I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you're having an amazing start to your day, but I also hope that you are being gentle with yourself. I'm looking at this, it's really about the intense lesson. Some of you have lost loved ones, you know, we all have at some point. I'm talking about the recent, there's a certain intensity behind it. And also the life events aside from that, and the transformation. The Hermit is in reverse. This is very analytical Virgonian energy, and I feel like a lot of the collective is rejecting some form of this lesson, but this comes in the healing process. I get you are going to be staying grounded, that this is going to take a lot of centering. But then we have this in reverse. The Emperor and the Empress side by side, and the Divine Feminine is incredibly wounded right now. This is feeling very closed off and cold. That's not in your nature. And I get that everything that you have just endured was massive, intense lessons. However, it wasn't to emotionally kill you. It wasn't so part of you could die off. It was part of your transformation. I want you to work on retrieving the divine feminine aspect of yourself. I don't care what the gender is. We all have divine feminine and masculine inside of us. This is going to be a process. You just finished off an entire section of your life, entire old stories, and now we are at this incredible new beginning. Because this is an incredible new beginning, I feel like there's a sense of potential identity crisis. Now, I'm not saying you don't know who you are anymore. What I mean by that is the trauma that you have just experienced, you're questioning your place in the world, questioning how you present yourself. None of it is meant to be like a rock, cold, hard, unfeeling. That's not part of this. So be patient with yourself. This is going to take a while to grow and come out of, but you're going to see how much strength it takes to remain compassionate. It would be a huge disservice for you to go through everything that you have just gone through and lose your heart. You're way too amazing for that. Look at this. So we're going to see what is coming up to be healed with this right now. And I'm sorry if the camera's shaking. I'm trying to minimize that. I really need a new tapestry on this. I really think I got to look at that in the next day or so. So, we have the devil, son of a bitch. And the sun card. The devil and the sun card. Capricorn and Leo energy with this. And then we have you know, it's okay to show that you're not in a good place. You don't need to carry that smile if you're not feeling it. If someone's asking, hey, how are you doing? I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm fine, yeah. First off, people care. You're not a burden. People are not looking at you as if you're a number, that you're a paycheck. People actually want to work this out with you. And I get that you are on this solo journey by yourself, but you are also part of a collective. And I get that everyone has their own shit that they're going through. It doesn't negate your experience. The more compassionate we are with one another, and the more that we open up and we explain what our process is, our pain, our whatever it may be, even if it's absolute joy, then it's going to make this process easier. You don't have to seem so controlled and contained. Sometimes the biggest strength that you can have in this is allowing people to see you in that vulnerability, in that pain, in your process. So you'll find a newfound sense of appreciation and happiness with this release, with showing your battle wounds. If you put on that mask, nobody will know how to help you, and it's perfectly okay to need help. Everybody needs help at times. You do, I do, everybody. Nobody's immune to this. And you'll actually be a lot more supported in accurate ways for you, rather than just a band-aid. Don't undermine your progression with a false mask. So where are we going to take this next? Gotta love the seltzer water. Gotta love the seltzer. Where are we taking this? Where the hell are my healing cards? Did my son take them? Oh no, here they are. Michael was in here he was recording a video using my cards and reading them to the camera, and he's posting them to his YouTube channel. It's a private channel, and his father monitors it from his device. I monitor it from my device. So it's private. Not a lot of people can see it, but he is such a showman. I freaking love it. Oh, wow. So you can probably count on Michael having his own YouTube channel at some point in the near future. And of course, it will be monitored because, well, you know. As I'm talking to you and shuffling, asking Spirit what's coming up to be healed. Forgiveness is more than saying so. Okay, so I just aged myself. That was, what was that movie with Amy Smart, Ryan, what's his face? Anyway, it was, I think, Best Friends, or Just Friends. There you go, Just Friends from 2005. So blessings, self-acceptance, harmony, new beginnings, manifestation. So, my dearies, we just switched north nodes. That's a massive energy shift, and that's what everybody has been talking about for the August 27th. I wasn't actually fully aware of that, but it really does make sense. So this is a new shift in energy, and the manifestation that's happening right now is all part of what's coming up to be healed. It's you acknowledging and enforcing your power, but also what's going to make this even bigger for you. Now, I get that this is like baptizing a cat, but hear me out. Forgiving. Not in the same way that we have been taught forever. This is a whole new level of forgiveness. What is it about? Well, self-acceptance. So, I get it's letting go of the people of the past, and that's what we were doing. But I feel like since everything bottlenecked, and it was that high intensity, it's radical forgiveness and letting it fall as it may. I don't feel like anybody's really reaching out to anybody, but of course, if you're drawn to do that, who the hell would anybody be to stop you? Unless you have a restraining order or there's some sort of law thing that's going on. But I digress. It's forgiveness, letting the cards fall, seeing how all of that tragedy was somehow a blessing. What did it reveal about you to you? I get it's a core strength, self-acceptance of every misconception and deceit and everything that was out of balance in your life has been brought to the table. Anything that was on the verge of loss in your life brought forward. So the self-acceptance is seeing yourself exactly where you are and exactly what you are walking away from and exactly what your strengths are and what is coming up to be a strength, which is what you are working on. The harmony is seeing this as you being a student, and it's accepting your personal darkness with, obviously the light. Because believe it or not, you watching this, I know that you wish that you were this perfect, pure, angelic creature, and you are in spirit form. However, since you're human, you're kind of going to be imperfect. You're kind of going to have your dark spots. You're going to have some things about you that you don't want to look at because, oh my God, the potential shame that can come with it. But guess what? It is part of your balance. The one thing about you being an empath or a healer is not denying your sense of darkness, but acknowledging it, embracing it, and working hard through experience to overcome it. Healers and empaths and people who step into life purpose, they don't get held back by what their personal hangups are and what their personal their personal darkness is. They embrace it and understand it, and they take time in doing this too, and you use it to your advantage. So the new beginnings and manifestation, seeing the underlying reason behind all that you are looking for, trying to figure out about yourself, trying to bring into being, into existence in your life. The new beginning is seeing your power, your makeup, and the you being kind of the enforcer and executioner in your life. And I mean that in a very figurative sense. You're going to see a lot of things just weirdly come to pass, but I feel like it's very positive. So don't let that freak you out. All right. So what is your higher self, the most egotistical aspect of yourself, the most wonderfully drawn aspect of yourself? What does that want you to know? All right, so we're looking at Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards, detoxification. And also, when I was looking at that, I also, there we go, saw the word decalcification. Now that can go with that gland that, opens that third eye, that direct intuition, that psychic connection, you being the bridge between the material and the spiritual world. Yeah, that could be a thing that's going on right now with you, but you have to get the detox going on in your life. The divine healer like Jesus. What I love is Jesus, absolutely all about love and light, all those things. However, there were not people who, He was also human. There were people who really pissed Jesus off, but he didn't let it. You know what? Even that's not necessarily true. He did flip over a table and beat the living shit out of some people. Go ahead, read that in the Bible. So this is saying, as love and as light as you are, please keep it real. The Jesus, the divine healer, there is no concept of perfection. You will have your faults. You will lose your shit. The detoxification, decalcification does not mean that you are not going to lose it at some point. So let's break that character trait of what it means to be an enlightened and awakened person, huh? You're going to kick your own ass because you're going to get bored with it if you try to get that idea of what it means to be perfect, woke, aligned. Some of us are still going to be the same vulgar, but yet awakened and enlightened beings that we are. The detox, get rid of the illusion of what it is. Pay very close attention to the energy that you are feeding your body. How are you staying grounded and centered? It's really emphasizing about dietary changes that might be underway with you. It's not just about that. I don't care what your diet is, unless you're a breatharian. Please don't do that. I mean, do you know what that is? I mean, it's people who absorb sunlight. I mean, I would be on a diet as a breatharian and only eating sunsets. I mean, what the hell are we doing here? So the diet is important. What you are feeding your mind and body, what you are feeding your thoughts. This is gearing you towards looking for a potential mentor or mentors. Maybe you are stepping in the mentor light, but it's an even exchange. What I love about this is even if you are seeking a mentor, you are perfecting someone's craft because you being the person getting the education, what it is that you're pursuing, you're teaching them how to teach various situations. And they are teaching you what you are learning. You know what I'm saying? So the consultant nutritionist, trust your drive on this one. I don't care what somebody's reputation is or what their celebrity status is or who the hell they think that they are. If you are not being drawn to them, don't force this to happen. You can go for, I don't know, Tony Robbins for all I care. Or you can go with, Tim from next door, whoever the hell that is. The meditation, also be your own teacher in this one. You have survived despite the exterior circumstances. You have found a sense of center despite exterior circumstances. So how are you going to continue this moving forward? I love the energy behind meditation, but I hate what the illusion is behind it. There's so many ways to be in a meditative state, and some of you are doing it while you are driving, when you are doing dishes, when you are reading to your children at night, if you have children, or if you read to them at night. Like 80% of the day, you are in some form of a meditative state. It's actually a lot easier than you anticipate. Some of you can absolutely sit down on the ground, put your hands in a certain position, and that works. Find what works for you, and don't hang on to what somebody else is doing and how they are feeding themselves in that one, because, again, this is non-uniform. We need you to shine as you are, not as you think that this should look. Because if I went with that, I would be so bored with myself and I would want to kick my own ass. And it works for some people, and it's authentic and genuine. And that's when you can, authenticity. There we go. So Spirit, if you could, I would like some closing message for the collective. Where are we going to go? All right, guess we're going with archetype. Michael had a field day with these earlier. So he was reading the light attributes and affirmations, and he couldn't say the word affirmation. He's almost 9, but he's never really had to say that word before. So it was fun breaking it down with him. All right, that was a terrible shuffle. All right, so disclaimer with this. As always, I'm never calling you a prostitute or a martyr or a beggar or a vampire. These are just titles to archetypes. And the base of this is healer. Wouldn't you know it? And then we have Messiah. Not calling you Messiah, it's a title, remember. Samaritan, and I want one more. Mediator. Check it. So they're all in light attributes, which I can totally dig. So the healer light attribute. Passion to serve others by repairing the mind, body, and spirit. The ability to help transform pain into healing. Pain is a necessary MFer in life. I freaking hate it. If you didn't have the experiences that you experienced, and as much as I freaking hate to say it, you wouldn't be who you are. And I hate some of the experiences that you've been through. You know, there's abuse, there's a neglect, there's violence, there's such a sense of loss. I would never want you to experience that. And I hate that I have to say this. You went through that and became you. I love who you have become. I hate what you had to go through to get there. So the Messiah. The light attribute is serving humanity with humility. Your 5D self is the most egotistical thing on the planet, and I freaking love that about you. So then we have Samaritan, and the light attribute refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Then we have Mediator, the gift for negotiating fairness in strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Learning how to listen, learning how to raise people up, and seeing everyone on that level playing ground through all walks of life, through every experience, and seeing all sides of it before seeing how you can actually help and uplift the situation. So the respect for both sides of an argument, it's not agreeing with all of it, but understanding it and coming to middle ground. We are all going up on this elevation. We are all finding the answers to the things that we have needed in this life. The Messiah is uplifting. You are a healer. There's a reason why we are going through this right now. And, well, I suppose we're about to find out why, but it feels light. It feels beautiful. It feels almost poetic. So this has been the Daily Insight on Life and Love for Friday, August 28th, 2020, also being timeless. So wherever you're pulled to this in time, this might have a message for you. And if it doesn't, just let it fall away. But if you have questions about booking your own personal reading, my email's in the description, or you can DM me on any social platform. Just look for the name. And, well, if you are new to the channel, language gets colorful here sometimes, but it's always fun. I will be going live for the weekend reading, so stay tuned for that. And also Saturday, I will be going live for the first half of September astrological signs, so tune into that. Yeah, I suppose I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Thank you for showing up. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. And if you can find it down there, there's this little thing that looks like a thumb, and there's one like pointing up. If you hit that, that'd be super cool. Just saying. All right. I hope that you have an amazing day. Stay safe, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.